Hi guys, it's Christine and welcome to my video blog on creating an inspired birth. So today I want to talk to you about the miracle of our bodies, and I've just been meditating on this and thinking about this because I find it so empowering to learn more about my body and what it's naturally capable of. So specifically, I want to talk about hormones. I've been reading in the books that I've told you about. This one here by Sarah Buckley, and then Orgasmic Birth. And oh, I have a new book to add to the mix, which is Hypnobirthing by Marie Mongan. So Sarah Buckley describes the cocktail of hormones for ecstasy and birth. So I love that. Ecstasy and birth, which goes back to my whole dream philosophy, my wish for my own birth, as well as many other women to have an inspired birth, ecstatic birth, even orgasmic birth. So she calls this the cocktail of hormones. So I don't know if it's anything like drinking a cosmopolitan, but let's just say this is naturally occurring. And I am by no means a biologist. The last biology course I took was in grade 10, and I think I probably slept through half of it. But this was really exciting to learn now. So there's a few hormones that I want to just touch on. So the first one is estrogen and progesterone, which is our sex hormones, and these activate pain-killing pathways to our brain and spinal cord during birth. So estrogen and progesterone, so that's naturally activated. The next one is oxytocin. And oxytocin, they call it the hormone of love and feeling good. So oxytocin is released during sex, orgasm, birth, and breastfeeding. So if you're pregnant, then you've probably experienced this hormone before, and one doctor even called it the hormone of where we forget oneself. So this tells me that we reach a different state mentally, physically, spiritually, but this is a naturally occurring hormone. So that's oxytocin, which is released during labor and birth. The next one is beta endorphins. So beta endorphins are a naturally occurring opiate, which is the drug found in the opium poppy. And this drug has the effect of 200 times that of morphine. So our body is naturally releasing this painkiller during labor and birth. So it reduces stress and induces feelings of pleasure and euphoria. That's right. So again, I'm learning about pleasure and euphoria during birth. So this goes against all the movies, all of the society's conditioning about what is normally happens during birth, what we see, and juxtaposing that with pleasure and ecstasy and euphoria during birth. So beta endorphins are released. And I don't even think, I mean, this is, to me, all the hormonal stuff is quite complex and complicated, and I don't even think I understand it all. But I think what I what I do really believe is, like, I just want to accept that that is my natural nature and that's your natural nature, that our bodies are designed to release this hormonal cocktail to eliminate pain, reduce pain, and give us a whole feeling of an inspired, euphoric birth. So I do believe that's possible, and I'm just holding that true in my heart that that's possible for me and that's possible for you. And I think though that this comes to the next question of, well, if this is what's naturally happening, then why do we hear all the horror stories of women in so much pain and all these horrible birth stories? And I think that leads us to the question of, how do we get to the place of allowing our bodies to express these natural hormones and experience this ecstasy that's supposedly possible? So how do we get to the place of allowing? And I think this really comes down to the mind, and putting myself in a state of mind where I I'm disconnected from thought and more in touch with my emotional side. And I've been reading about that in one of the books, that it's about tapping into our emotional brain, or the primitive part of our brain, and letting go of the rational thinking part of our brain. So I've been doing this through meditation. I've been taking the hypnobirthing class, which I'll talk more about later. Of course, all the breathing techniques that I'm sure we're all learning in our birthing prenatal classes. So it's really about getting in touch with that other part of ourselves, and remembering that other part of ourselves that we don't really use to function in daily life. We don't maybe use the primitive side of our brain when we're at work, at the office, or in our relationships managing our households. So um, I think that it's really important to practice getting into this new state of mind, of allowing the primitive emotional spiritual side of our brain to be here, to be present. And so I've run out of my time for now. I could keep talking about this, but that I'll save more about that. And I'm going to be talking more about what I'm learning in my hypnobirthing class in the next video blog post. So I hope that inspired you all, and I'll talk to you again next time.